Hello everybody again. This is my new third episode of this new serial which I started about the main star of chess.com, Hikaru Nakamura. And the second episode was about actually Hikaru playing lately, not playing too great as you could obviously notice. But I just want to for not to get a false impression that Hikaru was always playing like this. Not at all, because sometimes he just plays fantastic chess, absolutely flawless games. And I wanted to present you, for example, a couple of games from the tournament which he titled Tuesday, which he won with 11 out of 11. Which is like absolutely amazing score, very difficult to manage, but I will show you now. You will see that he is capable of this also when he is in form. I just took his stream, so my idea will be I will make it a rather slow motion, just that because in Blitz, things are going very fast, that you can take time, and many of you can. I will try to comment. I will stop it from time to time and comment what is going on the board, and that you can take your time a little bit to understand what's happening. Actually, one game will be more or less, referring to my previous episode, second episode, and then already another one, the last round, most important game, when Hikaru had 10 out of 10 and he badly wanted to have 11 out of 11, and played fantastic game. So that would be already my kind of new, referring to this one, to the new episode. So okay, I go to YouTube, I follow this, let's follow this video, and okay, let's see. This is the video. Here I will probably put the sound out, and there are the subtitles. So here is what Hikaru is saying, and I will try to comment from time to time to stop it and try to comment. It is a slow motion. So let's start. Let's go. This is his game against Sarana. You remember my previous second part of the saga, when he lost completely winning position somehow. But this game was also kind of a bit surprising to me, his play, but let's watch, let's see. So here is the position. So, what can I say? It's clearly there is an isolated pawn, in this position, but white is really lacking development. I'm not so happy with this rook d1 move. Frankly, in many games in this event, Hikaru was playing a bit sloppy opening, but then he would come back and start to play fantastic chess. Rook d1 is a bit dangerous. I would frankly develop knight f3. He is right. He's saying I have to be really careful. Now I play this. Yeah, that is correct. It's a bit abstract, but it is actually correct. I would be a bit worried, frankly, if I was white. I would be a little worried. Rook e8 is a standard move here. Yeah, knight f3 is pretty obvious. Of course, white definitely has to finish development now. So if he manages, he will be simply better. But black still has some time to organize threats, maybe during next couple of moves, I suppose. So let's see. I'm not sure. Hikaru is saying that all is correct so far. I mean, yeah, I would say that black has different options here. Maybe I would really seriously consider something like bishop c2, maybe move something like that, just trying to bother white. Maybe bishop c2, rook c1, bishop d3, something like that. Okay, there are options, yeah, here definitely. But all in all, it's very clear that black has to be extremely quick here. I mean, yeah, otherwise white will just be better, yeah, so there is no option for slow moves here. That's pretty obvious to me. Yes, so let's see. Sarana is thinking what to do. B6 I don't like at all because it's too slow, frankly. I mean, to me it looks too slow. I don't like this move because now, yeah, A5 he wants, but it's a very important loss of tempo. So bishop B5 is obviously a good move. I mean, because it comes with a tempo, yeah. Bishop e2 is also okay, but then black at least plays a5. But bishop b5, I think it is it is quite an important tempo here to win, and then white can be sure that he can castle, yeah, then white should normally be better. Yeah, obviously bishop b5 is played here. Well, I mean, a little bit strange comment that it is potentially good move. I mean, well, I don't know about potentially, it's just a good move. It's a most logical move in the position. But I think that he is securing already some advantage with this move, but still then what was happening was a little bit kind of strange black's play. I would go rook d8 probably now already, but white is already better. I mean, bishop d7 maybe is also possible, but yeah, it's then d5 pawn can be weak. No, it's very clear that white get the upper hand, but strangely enough, you will see that the game will not continue for too long. And yeah, that was a little bit kind of strange. What was happening from this moment on. Okay, maybe finally I would go rook d8, not rook e7. Well, of course, white castles. And here it's clear, white just finished his development and he is simply better. I mean, there is no doubt at all. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, Hikaru says that he doesn't know if he is really better, he shouldn't be worse. I mean, yeah, and now what comes? A6. I mean, A6 is, well, happens sometimes. Yeah, it's just a blunder. It's just a very bad blunder because of the, as you can see now, I mean, knight takes a6 is not possible because queen takes d6, so there is a pin. Well, black just blunders a pawn. Well, I mean, now it's completely lost. Of course, pawn down. It was anyway worse already, but with pawn down, it just basically time almost to resign. Well, you can, in blitz, you can still fight, but it's practically lost. But the next move which comes is kind of, yeah, it's pretty original, I would say. So let's see. I mean, obviously, I mean, rook d8 probably should be played. Yeah, even though, of course, bishop just retreats, so yeah, it's basically lost. But let's see what happens. Black is thinking. Well, I understand that it's a bad position, but the next move, frankly, makes little sense simply to me, and actually raising questions about the intentions of the black's player in this game. What a move, knight e4. I mean, the rook is hanging, but also knight takes d5. d5 pawn is hanging. It's just absurd. It's a complete absurd. So, and I think they're both on 7 out of 7. It's around 8. Well, bishop takes e8 and black resigned. Well, I will leave you to think about this game. I mean, what was this? How a player of such level can play like this, and what was the intention of him? Pretty weird to my understanding, but okay. Then he wins 2 more games, actually against Duda in a sharp battle with Black, then fantastic game against Matlakov, he beats him with incredible precision, and I will just show you now the last round. Actually, why I wanted to show it, because I remembered it very well. I mean, he plays against me. Let's find this moment somewhere here. Yes, sorry, there is a video. So yeah, because I had a good tournament, I mean, I faced much less cheaters than usual, and in fact I was, well, 1.5 point behind. This is the position, 1.5 point behind, so if he had 10, I had 8.5 out of 10. Okay, I would just wanted to play a game. I understood that winning is not an option when your opponent has 10 out of 10, but maybe at least to make a draw. But yeah, I mean, of course for Hikaru it was very principled to win this game. 11 out of 11 very rarely somebody makes, so he was really concentrated and actually played a fantastic game. I mean, just practically flawless, even though the opening was a little bit sloppy. I mean, he wanted to play for a win, so he played, Black is definitely doing fine. Here, there is no doubt about it. So let's see what is happening now. Of course, White has a positional advantage, has 2 bishops and the control on d4 square, but his king is on f1. Yeah, so that's why his pieces are discoordinated, and Black has, in my opinion, a very good play, dynamic play as a compensation for a certain positional disadvantage. Rook on h1 is not so easy to get into the game, but okay, let's see. I don't really remember the game, what exactly was played, but I think I played queen b6 here. Obviously, you have to be rather quick here with Black, yeah? I mean, of course there is a move like queen h4 possible. I would, seriously consider, but then f3, then maybe queen f6, there are a lot of options, so I started to spend quite some time in this position, trying to understand how to develop the initiative. That makes a lot of sense, yeah. f3 is logical, and now some calculation required. Of course, knight d6 is the most logical move here, but White has maybe queen g3, so I had to calculate it, and I was spending time. Of course, there is also safer option like playing knight c5, but I think I wanted my knight to get to f5. So knight d6, of course, is very principled, and I thought anything else than queen g3 wouldn't be too dangerous for Black. I mean, Black should be fine if something else than queen g3. But after queen g3, that's a question. Yeah, Hikaru, he was for some reason wondering about this knight d6 move, which seems to me the most logical, frankly. But he's thinking now whether to play queen d2 or c3. I don't know, frankly. In my understanding, queen g3 is the main move. Yeah, here is the most principal move, but he doesn't seem to consider it here. And maybe rightly so. I mean, hard to say. Queen c3 is, of course, logical, I would say. But from other point of view, it gives Black a chance to, let's say, to exchange queens and then take knight f5. It should be completely fine for Black. So queen g3 was actually principal. Maybe Black has a strange move, knight e7 there. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. it seems that Hikaru was not really considering this move. Queen c3 is solid, but now black can clearly, can exchange pieces and be okay. What was a bit surprising to me here that, well, Hikaru starts, I mean, once I take and play knight f5, which is the most like logical. I mean, of course not f6, I wouldn't even think of f6. I mean, that is my idea, to take a knight f5, but seems that Hikaru didn't see it. I mean, that was very strange, I would say. In general, I would say that he is actually, during the whole tournament, he misses a lot of moves, but somehow always comes up with the best possible response, and it's always managing somehow still. So it's very resourceful. Because knight f5. Now I'm actually taking the pawn by force. That was my idea. I thought that's why queen c3 was not good, but actually white is still okay, I believe. Yeah, queen f2 is obvious. Yeah, rook e3. I mean, that he also missed. I don't know, it's kind of strange. He's missing every single move, but he still plays extremely well, as you can see now. Now it's very important decision, because if g4, rook takes b3, so I mean white has to even to be careful not to be worse, maybe, under some circumstances, because it's after all a pawn. Yeah, bishop d1 is the best move, definitely. And here I was not sure, I mean, whether to play for a win or for a draw. I mean, I understand, well, I'm pawn up in general very safe, but also, I mean, there are like reasons to try to play for a win, but white has two bishops, and actually he has a kind of compensation. I mean, definitely enough for equality, but under some circumstances, things can turn my way also. So, yeah, I was a little bit, I mean, spending too much time and trying to understand whether I should just try to secure a draw, which is not that difficult here, or try to play for a win. This pair. Well, obviously Hikaru is not happy with how things going, because he badly wants to win, but there are not that many chances for the moment, but he is really masterfully creating, using all his chances and playing fantastic game, trying to win. And finally, unfortunately, I'm spending a lot of time, and in time trouble, actually I played very well this game also, but in time trouble I made mistakes, started to make mistakes. Yeah, I mean, Hikaru says draw is like a loss here. Well, it's a bit strange, because you still have 10.5 out of 11. But of course he wants to play for a win, because he secured first place already, so that is understandable. But to say that it's like a loss, that's a bit an overstatement. So let's see. Now it seems to me that I'm spending just too much time. I mean, there is no need here to spend much time. You should just definitely move the rook back. But I think I wanted to kind of provoke him a bit, because it was clear to me that he's going to play for a win, even although his position is not better. And I wanted to, I think I repeated moves. Actually, I was not sure if I played rook d3. I was not sure if I'm going to make a draw or not if he repeats move. But I knew he's not going to repeat moves. So let's see now. I think, but frankly, I believe it was much more logical. I played rook d3. Not sure now. I mean, it was much simpler just to move the rook out, because I wanted his king to get to d2, but I'm not sure if it's worse on d2 than on f2. So questionable decision, but it doesn't spoil anything. Yeah, because you see now king is actually closer to the king side. So in case the rooks are exchanged, king can get to b4. From other point of view, the king is not protecting g2 pawn, so I have some potential knight h4 ideas. Of course, in blitz it's not so easy to assess. Yeah. I mean, Hikaru says that he could play king f2 and make a draw. I'm not actually, frankly, not sure I would repeat moves. But okay. Rook e6. Yeah, I mean, I spent like 20 seconds for this operation, yeah, which I was really badly missing in the latest phase of the game. But of course, objectively, it's just equal position. I mean, no problem for black here. But also white should never lose it with two bishops, yeah. Yeah, rook g1. Still, it's kind of a bit, you know, during a game, hard to assess, because let's say if I manage to change my bishops, let's say via f5, at some point bishop f5, of course black is just better, yeah, so, but if not, I can also potentially be worse. So, yeah, not easy to play in that situation, because if I win, I would be clear second. Well, if I draw, I probably would be third, fourth. I don't know. If I lose, I'm in top 10, but nothing. So it's a bit kind of a tricky situation, yeah, in, what to do. But okay, so Hikaru is playing extremely well. This game is getting his bishop on f2. So yeah, now it starts to become pretty clear to me. I mean, that probably I'm not going to win this game. Yeah. So, but I'm still kind of a bit confused, and I mean, still trying to understand, should I try to play for a win or not? Yeah, it is probably just a draw here. Yeah, objectively correct, Hikaru, this time. Yeah, bishop f2 is very normal and logical move, obviously. And now I think I made a mistake, I think. Yeah, because Hikaru obviously expects knight g6, very logical move, and it was probably a better move, but I decided, okay, to trick him. I noticed this resource knight f5, which Hikaru praised, but actually I'm not sure now I needed it. I think it was better just to put knight on g6. Knight takes g2 I was not planning, Hikaru. Yeah, so I played knight f5 now. I mean, the idea is that, of course, if bishop f5, I have rook e2 check, yeah? But I thought that knight should go to d6 somewhere, but probably it would have been just better off on g6, and black would be, well, pretty safe there. Because, yeah, no, of course not bishop e1, it's a very bad move, obviously, yeah? I mean, d4, knight e3 comes or something. Of course, white should change rooks. I mean, rook takes e1 goes without saying. Yeah, because now you see this endgame. I mean, here I was already like, yeah, it was clear to me I should just make a draw. I cannot win because white can even take on f5 at any moment. But suddenly I start to realize that it's actually, besides, well, black is just a pawn up, it's actually not so easy, not so simple, yeah, this endgame. Because of my weaknesses, these b pawns, yeah, which are a bit weak, and the king can go to b4. Yeah, h5, stopping g4. Yeah, you see now white just wants to play king c3, king b4, and my king is a bit far. But my plan was, now it's clear, I'm just trying to make a draw already. But I thought d4, I can play d4 and like make a barrier for white's king, and this should be enough for a draw. Yeah, that's kind of logical. Yeah, I mean, there is no other way than to play d4. But after d4, the problem that white, I mean, yeah, it was extremely strong play by Hikaru from here on. I mean, also that I start to have a bit, I mean, I start to be a bit low on time. And yeah, even if it's objectively probably a draw, but white can still pose some problems, strangely enough, in this position with extremely, you know, precise play. Yeah, this is a very good move, bishop e4, because now white is attacking the pawn on b7. I missed it, yeah, and then king d3 comes and bishop takes d4. And actually the bishop endgame is lost simply because my king is too far, yeah. So now I start to feel like, okay, things are not as simple as I thought here. So achieving a draw wouldn't be so easy. And actually it's a difficult choice now. I mean, should I play b6 or should I play knight d6? Because b6 potentially then b6 pawn is weak somewhere, yeah, and knight d6 then white has bishop d5, so not an easy choice. And I again spend more and more time here and start to get into serious time trouble. Finally I actually bishop e6 is an interesting move, yeah. Counter-attacking the pawn on b3. It's probably a bit surprising for Hikaru. Yeah, this I must notice that this bishop d3, Hikaru always finds in such situation kind of annoying moves, even in practical sense. They're also very, very strong according to computer, but they're very annoying because that was the least I was expecting. I was expecting b4, maybe king c2, bishop c2, but bishop d3, then you start to, well, kind of lose time, yeah, because its moves are unexpected and very, very tricky at the same time. Actually, I'm wondering if I shouldn't just play b4 here, yeah, simply trying to give up this pawn. I don't know. Maybe it actually was a better chance to hold it. But obviously, yeah, I'm not sure now about g6. Maybe knight d6 was also. I'm not sure about this move. But of course, you see, I have like 20 seconds already. Yeah, it's not easy to play best moves with little time. Even though Hikaru also doesn't have too much time. He has also 20 seconds, but well, if you compare this game, I mean, comparing it to the previous episode 2, when he was blundering a lot with such time, here his play is just amazing. A very, very powerful king c2, very unpleasant move also, because suddenly I realized that knight e3 check, I might easily lose this endgame, this bishop endgame, and that was kind of, yeah, I started, I believe, to calculate a bit knight e3, but I was not sure if I can make a draw. Yeah, not sure about bishop d7. And now very, very good move, bishop e4 back. I mean, because I thought I have bishop c6, but then suddenly he can take and play a4, and then his pawn down, but his a pawn is so quick, very difficult to calculate. Maybe engine can quickly understand if it works or not for black in the sense of a draw, but during the, when you have like 19 seconds, very difficult to calculate it accurately. So finally, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I think it's bad. Bishop c6, you take a4, and I think black cannot hold it. So I started to panic here with 15 seconds, frankly. I guess b6 should have been played, but then king d3. I mean, very, very subtle play from Hikaru, and I start to kind of get a bit. I mean, starts to be a bit difficult, yeah, for black. Maybe it's still holdable. Actually, I think I defended well. I almost made the draw, even with the short time I had left. I mean, it was very close to a draw at some point, but then, of course, time became a decisive issue, yeah, at some point. I mean, what to do now, yeah? Bishop f5 check, king d2, d3, bishop c5, and then my b7 pawn falls. I find some interesting idea actually giving up b7 pawn and activating my king. Maybe it's the only way to try to save this position. So actually I played pretty well this game also. I think my precision was more than 91, but Hikaru was way better, like 95, and really amazing chess. Yeah, it's very difficult to hold with black, even when you are, well, having a good position out of the opening. But yeah, so Hikaru, he can also play like this, yeah, sometimes at least. So you shouldn't underestimate, after my previous video, shouldn't really think that it's always, Hikaru always plays like, quite often he plays lately, but no, sometimes he can play amazing chess. Bishop c2, you see again, yeah, very annoying move, like a4 is he wants to play. So, and I have, well, I have almost no time, 6 seconds only, and for me it's not the same. I mean, for me the 6 seconds are not the same 6 seconds as for Hikaru. I'm much slower with the mouse, so yeah, but for the moment I think I'm still holding pretty well, and there is a, well, considerable drawing chance here still, objectively. But Hikaru is always finding the most accurate moves and pressing and pressing and pressing. King d5 of course is a bit of a panic move, just not to lose on time. Still maybe not spoiling too much. Yeah, now I want to get my knight to d5. I found this idea and it looks like I'm almost there already to make a draw. I mean, I think it is a draw objectively, but yeah, 2.3 seconds, and yeah, I mean, a pity I was not able to hold this position with this time. I just, well, you know, started to play kind of random. Yeah, this is a mistake. Bishop e4 check, probably it is a mistake. Now very important moment, and f4, and then bishop gets to, this is again a very unpleasant, like, little move. And yeah, bishop g1 he wants to play, but then he changed at the right moment for the most annoying move, bishop h4, and I simply now, well, frankly, I just miss that bishop e7 is a threat. And now it's lost, and I also lost on time. So you see, I mean, yeah, a fantastic game from Hikaru, you know, when he really needs it. And also the previous round, you can check that he played an amazing game against Matlakov, also won equal endgame, just outplayed him, like, with incredible precision. So he can also play extremely well, and I hope that watching this video now you understand that his incredible performances in Title Tuesday, you understand the reasons now how he can also perform extremely well and play fantastic chess. So I hope it becomes clear to you now that he's not only playing, like, probably last month he played really not great chess, but before he used to play almost flawless chess pretty often during Title Tuesdays. So yeah, that was the third episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will continue my serial. I will continue to showing some more performances, statistics of Hikaru, and some other players, also his opponents. I would call even maybe godsons of Hikaru on chess.com. So there are a lot of episodes still to come of this serial. Thank you for your attention.